Good morning. This is Ralph from Herald, the Soon Coming King, broadcasting to you from the foothills of the Appalachians. Today is Tuesday, January the 26th. We're going to make a little different departure from what has historically been what I've done on this blog, as I believe the Lord is leading me to an additional direction of what we've done in the past. For those who've been on this blog in the past, you know that I started this about a year and a half ago, and in that time frame, I have talked specifically about the Lord's soon coming, and have shared with you some of the dreams the Lord has given me, which has been over 80 dreams in almost the last 4 years. And then there's been some teaching sprinkled in, as the one we just completed on the overview of the book of Revelation and a little bit on Daniel. I mentioned in the last video that I felt that the Lord's direction was to speak to some of the current events, specifically the political arena, and to the election specifically. So with that, I want to get right into it. In the last year, starting in March of last year, as my dreams have tapered off a bit over the last 4, the Lord began to speak to me very specifically in my morning time with Him. And I want to share with you some of the things that He told me with specific dates that they were given to me to set the foundation of where we're going next. So I've got my notes here, and I'll just read from those and perhaps make some comments along the way. On 4/13, the Lord told me that there would be a potential shakeup and that final positions in the government were being arranged. On 4/14, He told me that the presidency was wobbly and unstable. On 4/15, He said that Trump, Pence, and Pompeo were trying to hold on. I didn't know what that meant, obviously, but now in hindsight, they were trying to obviously hold on to the presidency. On 4/17, something evil has gripped the government. Its tentacles are everywhere. In the corridors of power, there is a plan to divide the nation, a lusting of power, the great divide. The nation will be ripped apart at every level. Not since the 1960s will this nation have gone through such division. On 4/21, deception is coming. Like the Wizard of Oz, what you think you see is not what is. Something evil is moving amongst the government. Leviathan was the word that came to me. And there was going to be some kind of attempt on the president. I'll speak to that a little bit more later. 4/26, the president will be washed away, pushed out. Death struggle for the nation. On 7/9, just the state of North Carolina came to me. I didn't know what it referenced. On 9/9, Nevada came to me, state of Nevada. On 9/16, razor's edge, that it would be a razor's edge. On 10/15, the Lord said Trump was used to divide the land and the people, confirming he would be washed away. On 10/21, the Lord said to me, Obama is Leviathan. And if you remember, I said that earlier back on 4/21, that something was moving in the government, and that was Leviathan. On 10/21, the Lord said, this is Obama. The coup has been allowed because Trump took the glory, and people adored him. God will not share his glory. Trump was a delay and a reprieve to the people. Obama will become the advisor to the president. We'll speak more on this in a few minutes. Harris, not Biden. Trump would lead the resistance. On 11/6, God is bringing judgment, and He's bringing specifically Biden as judgment. Then God will judge him. On 12/6, when I said to you that there would be an attempt on the president, it was more in the sense of it felt like something that was taken. And then, of course, we know that there's a lot of folks who believe that the election was stolen and that he was taken out or washed away. On 12/15, the day justice stepped down in America, it will be complete. And at that point, the Lord told me both the Republican senators would lose in Georgia. Trump was like the Maccabees. If you don't know the story of the Maccabees, you can go back and study that. The Maccabees revolt in the Jewish nation, it was a short-lived reprieve. On 12/18, the Lord said, stand by, what should have happened already. And on 12/31, he said, nothing left, hold nothing back, time to be all in. Now, subsequent to that, and I believe that was the Lord telling me that Trump would not be successful in being reelected. Many of us believe that it was stolen. Even if it wasn't stolen, if you believe that it was a fair election and that Biden won without anything nefarious occurring, the reality was that Trump would be washed out. However, as I've been praying about this continually into 2021, the Lord has impressed and built off of those what Pastor Dana Coverstone had said. And I went back and I re-listened to that. I obviously had heard it when it had come out, but the prophecy that he had given, that the Lord had given through him, would be, of course, the right way to say that. And he, in that data dream, which I believe was describing the election, at the very end of that, there was a scene which he had described, and if you haven't heard it, I suggest you go back and listen to that. And there was a date given of 12/17 and a scene that unfolded at that date. Interesting, though, when I heard it the first time, when I went back just to check, there was no year given. It was just a specific month and date and the scene. And what the Lord has impressed on me since then is that will come to pass. That will come to pass in 2021. And Harris will be moved up to the president. However, she will look for some kind of assistance. And at first I thought it might be in a vice president's role, and I wouldn't rule that out. I had some sense of that, but I felt more in my spirit that it was like a special advisor or special counsel to the president. And of course I had shared with you that it was Harris, not Biden. And that Obama, being the Leviathan, I don't believe he is the Antichrist, but I believe he has an Antichrist spirit. And the Lord, I believe, has shown me that he will be behind the scenes orchestrating a lot of future events. I really don't know. I've hesitated so much to share this. The Lord has shown me so many things in the dreams over the last 4 years, and some of those have come to pass. Many are yet to come to pass. Many things he told me last year in my prayer time, some have come to pass, and others yet to come to pass. And I've hesitated to share all of these things because it's, first of all, the first time I've moved into the political realm with these things. I believe it's a more prophetical insight. But I want to take the position that Pastor Dana Coverstone took because I think it's the right position. I can only tell you what I believe the Lord has told me. Also, Pastor Steve Cicolante, in one of his more recent blogs, I think, gives great balance to this understanding. Since we do see through a glass darkly, we only can get parts and pieces. We can share those, and I'm doing that now. I'm sharing what I believe the Lord has put in my heart. I don't know its timing, other than where I believed that there's a leaning that I have that these things will occur in 2021, not in future years. But often there isn't, and there can be gaps. There can be chasms of time between understandings. And sometimes we can interpret it improperly because we are fallible vessels and we are imperfect beings. And I put myself absolutely in that camp. So I share these things because I believe the Lord wants to begin to give us some insight in what's happening as it were, behind the scenes. Why He's chosen any one of us, myself including, to show us these things is His business as a sovereign God. And if I'm wrong, I will stand corrected. And like Pastor Steve Ciccolotti had mentioned, I can only correct those things that I absolutely know were improperly spoken. If I sense that they are yet for a time future, or they're not totally discerned accurately, then I will say so. Also, there were many times where words were given to those in scriptures that we read about, and they didn't understand what they heard. They reported what they heard, even John in the book of Revelation, and don't misunderstand, I'm not putting myself in the level of an apostle. I'm just saying that, John wrote it and he didn't understand all what he was writing. He just wrote it and he told it. Daniel did the same thing. He had dreams and he told those dreams, and unless the Lord gave him an interpretation, he didn't know. So I say these same things. I believe there'll be more the Lord will have me to do and to give. It's not, again, where I thought I'd be going with this blog. I'm sure there will be other things that the Lord will have on my heart to share with you. But I felt I needed to share with you this particular understanding. So with that, let's keep our focus, keep our eyes up, because our redemption is drawing near. The Lord, the soon coming King, is at the door. I think there is some time yet, but events are beginning to unfold. And if you've heard my teaching or overview on the structure of the timeline, you know that we are nigh into that time frame. So with that, may the Lord bless you, and may the Lord keep you until our next time together. Look up, for His redemption draws near.